All right, everyone, welcome back to H2H, week number 8 in the NFL. Tasos, I see you rubbing your hands together already. What, you want me within 10 seconds to give you the congratulations that you won last week? Yes,
No, take your time.
Tasos.
Take your time.
Oh,
Take your
okay.
time.
So we're in week number 8 of the NFL. This is H2H, the show in which Tasos and I battle it out each and every week. Yes, Tasos, the little maniacal grin and everything like that, coming off of a win last week. Tasos, 4-3. We're in the middle of the season here. Like, having a lead right now is a pretty big deal. Not that either one of us had bad weeks last week, but you did come out on top. You crushed the plus money fade me round. How you feeling 4-3 right now?
I'm feeling good. And again, we've kind of commented every week about this, but what a difference year 3 of H2H versus the first 2. I think this time last year you were up like 4-2 or 5-1. Like wasn't even close. And now here we are 4-3 in a real tight battle here, just trading blows back and forth every week. So yeah, I mean, it was a great week between Colts money line, Cowboys money line, a couple plus money plays hit there. But again, I had to be almost perfect because you also had a very good week. So listen, we all win when we're both doing good, but obviously I did actually win last week. So
yeah, I mean, we're friendly at the end of the day, but once we press the record button on the show, we are like mortal enemies. I do like when I get beat by a 3-1 week, as you would say the same on the other side. But guys, if you don't know how the show works, Tasos and I, like I mentioned, we battle it out each and every week. Whoever comes out on top units wise gets the win for the week. Tasos 4-3 right now. I am 3-4. The catch is we spin a wheel to determine which categories we bet into for the week. It's pretty damn unique. So that sounds good to you. Sounds good to you as well, Tasos. We'll probably just jump right into it, right?
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
All right, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. The minute you see this wheel on the screen, I want you to hit the like button, subscribe button as hard as you can. We got 2 slices here.
50-50.
Yeah, 2. We were talking about this right before. Usually we have, 4. I was like, let's just do a half cheese, half pepperoni. You know what I'm saying? Let's run it out.
I know what you're saying there.
True. Tasos, the pizza maker himself. You know what I love? Just a little rant. When people be like, "Where's Tasos?" If Tasos is sick or can't make a video one day, and someone just will post a pizza slice, it's like they just know. If you guys don't know, Tasos has.
That's all you got to do. It's like the bat signal. Like pizza comes out, it's like, oh, okay. I know where he is. I know what's going on.
That is a signal that I am in love with. But all right, let's go ahead and spin this thing.
How are we feeling this week? I know obviously coming off a loss, but I'm gonna win the wheel. But are you got some good picks lined up? Are you feeling good going into the week?
So by the way, guys, Tasos is up first. It's snake draft from there. I will say this, and this is just me being transparent, but I feel really good about my plays. I feel like I'm thin at most categories. So if you steal something or you pick something before me or something like that, I could see me kind of having to scramble on the spot, come up with a play. So I think that's the biggest thing. I really like the board from what I have. If you rug pull any of the things that I have, I would feel a little weird. What about you?
I'd say the same. I mean, we talked about it before the show. We have 11 individual categories now. So obviously with more categories, you're not going to have, sometimes I do, not to, give myself too much credit, but sometimes I have 3-4 picks for each category. Yeah. But sometimes when you have 11 categories, it's hard to have 4 picks lined up just ready in the chamber.
Yep.
For 11 different. Now, I don't really have 44 picks ready for you. I know I'm the pick guy. In a lot of my videos, I give out 20, 30 picks in a video, but I don't really have 44 just waiting for you. Yeah. So there are some categories I'm thinner in.
Fair enough. So on the screen now, yeah, we've definitely taken your comments into thought and really applied it. We have 11 categories on the board, no duplicates or anything like that. Thursday night football, anytime touchdown scorer, spread, over, plus money play, drafter's choice. If that comes up, we'll explain what it is. Self-explanatory, but we'll give it more thought when it comes up. Underdog money line, player prop, rookie prop, under and money line. Guys, if you have any additional slices or categories that you think would be really fun and cool to add to the show, comment them down below. And then if you see any categories in the comments that you like, hit the like button on those. That's how Tasos and I can see them easier. We're always down to add to the show. We're having fun each and every week doing this and having a blast. So yeah, we're down to have some more, categories on here, rookie prop, like drafter's choice, everything that we've added this year. So get those down below. Tasos, you are leading us off. Before I press spin, what are you looking for? I know you just said, it's hard to have a lot for everything. and I don't want the world as my oyster line. I know you're about to say it. Realistically, pick one that you would love to get right now.
I'll do something. I'll do the opposite. I'll give you one that I don't want. How about that?
You can't agree with me like at all, right? You're like, let me spin this. Screw Ev.
Listen, the show is called H2H for a reason here.
Fair enough.
The one that I don't want, and we talked about this, like it's a cool category, but obviously recording on Tuesdays means you don't have every player prop available to you, is the rookie props, because there are some, and there's some ones I like, but it's a limited list. And so that's one. I guess actually it'd be better to get that one out of the way
because you're drafting first, so maybe
I'm drafting first. So I guess that one actually probably would be the one I'd want first. But that's the one where it's a little more shaky. Literally everything else.
I just made you reverse psychology into telling me what you actually want. All right, let's go ahead and spin this thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Oh,
is it gonna go? Choice? Is it gonna? Nope.
No, plus money play.
That would have been great because I said that we'll talk about that once it comes up. And
I know. Would have been a great just to like introduce it right off the bat, like right away. We just got a drafter's choice. Would have been sick.
All right, plus money play.
Plus money play. Going through the list here, trying to think about what I want. It's a little tough. There's some good plus money plays. I'm gonna go with this one here, and I might get some slack for it, but little maybe foreshadowing of my Sunday Night Football picks video this week. By the way, I don't know if you saw, I had a disastrous week this past week. Falcons. Don't want to talk about it, but Falcons was a nightmare.
I like them in that too.
I'm going. It was bad. I'm going Steelers money line here. Plus 161 over on Novig, the Aaron Rodgers Bowl. Again, I'm going to talk about this game a lot more for the Sunday Night Football picks video. But right away, guys, Mike Tomlin, home underdog. It's really all you got to say at first. Like the numbers for him, I think I actually have them written down here. I did a little pre-research for my video, and I think I have this saved. Let me just pull it up right here. All right, Mike Tomlin, coming off a loss in which they allowed at least 28 points. They are 40, 16, and 2 against the spread under Mike Tomlin. It's a 71% hit rate. Okay, there's more. Okay, from week 5 and onward. By the way, this comes from Brandon Anderson over at Action Network. He's really good with the numbers and stuff. Mike Tomlin is 51, 23, and 1, 69% hit rate against the spread when they are at least a 3.5 point underdog. This includes 18, 4, and 1, 82% against spread mark as a home dog of 7 points or fewer. He's 16 and 7 straight up in these games, winning by 4.7 points per game on average. So basically, to kind of reiterate that, as long as he's fewer than 7 points, an underdog at home, they're not just covering the spread, they're winning these games outright.
Wow.
Now, I'll admit, there are some things about Pittsburgh I don't like. Their defense legitimately this year is not what it used to be. You saw Joe Flacco, old man Joe Flacco, old man in the gun, just went out there and just dominated. I mean, they were throwing all over this team. So that's a problem. But, and I will say this, and I know as an owner of the Green Bay Packers, someone who obviously in our preseason video picked them to go to the Super Bowl, I like Green Bay. The offense is not there yet. And it's crazy to say, but I actually think Joe Flacco in the Bengals offense is better right now, not right now, than Jordan Love in the Packers offense right now at this very moment. If you're looking at who's going to score more points, who's going to move the ball, I trust Joe Flacco with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins more than I trust Jordan Love with Matthew Golden and Tucker Kraft, Romeo Dubes. Like their offense just isn't. Josh Jacobs hasn't been as potent as he has been, like he was last year. Their offense, they're still figuring it out. I think they're going to be okay, but this team just hasn't been all that impressive. They haven't really scored a ton of points in any of their games. So can they take advantage of the Steelers defense? Maybe. But I think Aaron Rodgers, obviously, and I've not been a huge fan of his this year, but he did win me last week. He's got a chip on his shoulder. This is a Steelers team that can score points. Their offense has been way better than I thought, and they still have the pieces on defense to make moves. They still have TJ Watt. They still have good players on the defense. They haven't played up to the standard, but their offense has been good enough where even if the defense doesn't show up, A, I'm not so sure Green Bay can take advantage of it, and B, I think the Steelers offense can score some points. Although the Packers defense is very good, we have seen teams score in Green Bay. The Cowboys not too long ago dropped 40 on this Packers defense. So it's not impossible. For plus 161, for home dog, all this stuff I've talked about, I think it's good value for Pittsburgh.
All right, I'm gonna say that I don't hate it, okay? Now I'll get to mine in a second. it kind of has to do with this. So that's why I can't sit here being like, I don't like to play and then drop mine. And it's like, well, Ev, what the hell? Those kind of correlate. So spoiler to everyone, but also more of a teaser there. I do think that this Steelers team is, and I've actually been pretty like flattery of like, I've liked them, right? I've talked about the Aaron Rodgers and Metcalf combo and all that. Aaron Rodgers against his old team. I don't care who the old team is. I wouldn't want to be that old team. You saw what he even said and did against the Jets. Now, is there bad blood with Green Bay? Maybe not as much. He probably looks at that as like, the one, not the one that got away, but you know what I mean? A little bit more
Yeah.
of a better,
He was there
yeah, better
for
light,
whole
multiple
career.
MVPs,
Yes, it was a
Super Bowl,
short
like
term thing, and they,
right. So
yeah.
but I think this guy, it's like, yeah, he's old, but the thing that gets him out of bed in the morning is revenge and is like I really think that he will have a good game. I do worry that the Packers offense, this is like the game that they're waiting for. I don't think the Steelers run defense is all that great. Josh Jacobs, the minute you get him going, that's side of the sort of the issue. So I do think that Josh Jacobs may have a good game and maybe they can control the game there. But to your point, and then I'll lead right into mine. This is a Steelers team that's playing a ton of man and they blitz a ton. Not what Jordan Love wants to see. He's not doing all that great against man this year. Blitzing, his completion percentage at like 66%. So yeah, he'll have his issues. My play, which is a plus money play, is what are the odds right now? Plus 145 over on FD. If Aaron Rodgers is motivated, and this Packers run defense is very good, right? So you assume the Steelers are going to pass the ball, which is fitting perfectly into a DK Metcalf anytime touchdown. They're going to force feed DK in the red zone. One, because, I don't think the Pat Fryermuth, like all of a sudden, last week it's going to be like, oh, he's back. Would love if he is. I think he's a really good tight end. But to me, when Aaron Rodgers is pissed, what he's going to do is at least get one or two opportunities of a 50-50 ball to DK. And we've seen how that worked. I took DK when he played the Seahawks for the first time last week, right? Or what was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? Last time. I think it's
week 2, but yeah, 5 weeks ago.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, Tasos. Love doing the show with you. But either way, like an Aaron Rodgers that's motivated, that correlates. And maybe I'm just out on planet Pluto here, which isn't a planet anymore. DK Metcalf touchdown is going to come by way of obviously an Aaron Rodgers good game, and I think we have a good game out of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you kind of trapped me on this one because like, how am I supposed to go? No, bad pick.
You did too, though, because I will tell you that was my play before you did take Steelers money line. So when you said that, I was like, damn, I really can't even try and poke a hole because they are correlated to some degree. But
yeah, like if the Steelers are going to win this game, you almost have to say DK has to be effective, and I don't want to say he has to score a touchdown for them to win. But he kind of almost has to be involved in that in some capacity in scoring touchdowns and making big plays for them to beat the Green Bay Packers. I forgot to mention, too, the Steelers technically, and it's not a bye, but they played Thursday Night Football. Yeah. Now it's Sunday night, so they get a nice extended break coming into this game. They're at home. A lot of factors. And again, the Aaron Rodgers angle, he's going to be firing all cylinders. The Steelers don't have a great rushing offense to begin with. And obviously the Packers' strength being their run defense. They're going to throw the football. And you saw in the Bengals game, they can throw. Rodgers can sit back and throw 40 times if need be. This could be one of those spots. Yep. And if he's throwing that much, DK Metcalf is by far the best weapon they have. I don't know if Green Bay secondary, if they can really slow DK down. There's
not a body that really even matches up against it. Like I'm telling you, if they somehow get it to the 5, even like the 8-yard line, right? That is an automatic fade to DK Metcalf one-on-one. Let's see if you can grab it, because there's not a body in their secondary there's not many bodies in the NFL secondary wise that match up with DK, but certainly not in Green Bay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like I said, I think this obviously in a perfect world, the Steelers spread way safer at 3.5 points, but I think the money line's a good play. Like, and I want to go look at the public betting numbers real quick. Just
plus 161 is that that's what you got, right?
Well, no, I want to look at
what I'm saying, but that is the odds you got, right?
Yeah,
that's some good value for I do.
Yeah, really great value. I want to see I know it's early in the week, so obviously this number is going to change by the time we get to the kickoff. But as of right now, it does look like the public obviously is all over Green Bay money line here. But again, from a value standpoint, I think Steelers are a good play. This is a 4-2 football team they haven't looked like the best team in the league, but they've held their own, and they have an offense that can score.
Tasos, if they won on Thursday night, people would be talking about this team like they are, proving haters wrong and stuff like that. It took more of a not miraculous game from the Bengals, because I do think Joe Flacco is still like, the fact that there's so many, like I thought what Tom Brady did was crazy. The fact that there is so many quarterbacks that can just play at this, maybe it's because they protect them and who knows, but like I do think that this is a good spot for you, I guess. 161.
I just don't think the Packers offense, like a lot of people are like, oh, the Bengals scored, how was it,
30,
34
yeah,
points?
33.
It's a lot different though. Like they have Jamar Chase and T Higgins and Chase Brown and I know Joe Flacco's older, but Joe Flacco's played in these big spots before. So I mean, I just Jordan Love, and again, I'm riding for the Packers on a season basis, right? I'm an owner. I own the team for Christ's sake, but
Majority
I just
shareholder,
the
of
offense
course, but
majority, yeah, of course, majority shareholder, of
well,
course.
Tasos, they also scored
I don't know
31
why people
points.
do
Like we
share.
can't. I mean, I know the Bengals defense is literally bottom of the barrel, but like you're talking about offense versus offense in this one, right? Like let's give the Steelers a little bit of credit for scoring 30 plus points again.
The Bengals didn't score. I mean, the Packers didn't score that much. They played them, what was the week before?
Yeah,
They 27-18.
yeah. It
They didn't even
was, let's
score
see,
that
it
many points
was
on them.
27-18. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, the Packers, it's really tough for me. 27 versus Arizona. Besides the Cowboy game, they have scored exactly 27 points 4 times this year, which is crazy. And then 10 versus the Browns. Besides the Cowboys game, this Packers team hasn't really been a high scoring team. They've been built on their defense slowing teams down, which granted, maybe they do, but the Steelers offense, I mean, 31 versus the Bengals, 23 versus the Browns, 17 versus Seahawks, but 34 versus the Jets. Not as impressive in hindsight, but they can score. I mean, they're capable of it. So, like I said, we'll see.
All right. Round number 2 here. I am leading us off. We have plus money play off the board. I kind of want I have a rookie prop, Tassos. You kind of sparked my, when you said like, oh, there's the shallow, depth of plays actually available. I have one rookie prop, and I think it's a good look. So I'm kind of hoping for that one to come up.
All
Let's
right.
go ahead and spin it.
Let's see if we get what you want.
Would you look at that? Keep going, baby. Oh, week number 8, come my way.
That's not good for me.
Well,
I'll admit right now, you're calling your shot like
there's
that.
there's always the chance that you're going to be like, I hate that spot, right?
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, more the fact that you literally just came out and were like, "Yeah, I want rookie prop," and then you just got.
Now let me get
you literally had a 1 in 10 chance of getting.
Let me get the updated odds.
Impressive.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. If we're calling a spade here. All right, let me get the odds here. Okay, minus 115 right now. Cam Ward over 198.5 passing yards. This Titans team stinks. If that's going to be your combativeness towards like my pick, by all means take that one, right? But this is an Indianapolis team that he's going up against that is obviously, I think they're like, how often are we going to talk about it? Like they're legit, right? Like this is a good team.
They're for real.
But they're allowing a ton of passing yards. They're like Justin Herbert in a loss last week threw for over 4, I think it was like 420 or something on them. Cam Ward, I have bet on him once before. I forget who he played against, maybe the Raiders or something like that, or Cardinals it was. Went off. I might be a Cam Ward whisperer out here. I think this is a really good matchup for him. This secondary isn't all that great. I expect Indianapolis to get up and control the game and be able to score some points, meaning Cam Ward's going to sit back and sling it. And if there's one thing we want to point at for this Tennessee offense, they're passing at the second highest clip in the entire league, second in terms of pass play percentage. They're dead second to last or dead last, depending on what, if you last 5 or full season as you look at it, in terms of passing yards per game. That's pretty bad. That means Cam Ward has stunk. But I'll take my chances against a weak-ish secondary, and the idea of a quarterback having, 35 plus attempts in the game. I like his spot for it, not because he's all that quality, but because we've seen quarterback after quarterback look okay here against this defense.
Wow. I mean, putting a bet on the Titans is
but okay, let me putting a bet on a quarterback to throw for it's 198.5, a quarterback to throw for 200 yards in a game you expect them to be losing. That's not the craziest thing.
Yeah, but it is.
I told you if your take is going to be the Titans stink, then I'll give it to you. I'm bending the knee there.
I mean, beyond just the Titans stink. I mean, you also have the fact that, they just cut Tyler Lockett because he said,
I
get me
know.
out of here. He said, I want off this team.
Did you
So
did
a
you see
team
that
that
report? It was
already
like they've released Tyler Lockett because he requested to be released. It's like that's a really weird way to word the tweet.
Yeah, he's not even like, just get me off this
I
team.
know.
He's like, don't trade me, just cut me.
Yeah.
Just cut me today. So you have an offense, and granted, he wasn't playing great to begin with, but like a Titans offense that was already struggling from a personnel standpoint, they lose another valuable weapon in the offense that was the worst offense of football. It's just really hard for me. I mean, the Colts, I will say their pass defense is bad, and they played great, and they won a big game over the Chargers last week, but Justin Herbert did throw for over 400 yards. Like, we talked about this. Their pass defense really, I think it was in the player prop video we mentioned, their passing defense is not very good. That being said, they could have the worst pass defense in the NFL. I still wouldn't trust Cam Ward to cash this line.
He's already
Watching
cashed it. He's cashed it against them this year already.
Yeah, but like I've already like that watching the Patriots game. And don't get me wrong, it's not all on him. They have a terrible offensive line. They don't have weapons, but like he's not helping out either. Like some of the passes he's putting on, like he's throwing behind the
like
receiver,
the fumble at the 10-yard
head.
line too. It's like, what are you doing?
Like
bro?
he's doing stuff that's not great either. I mean, I think he's gonna be fine, but yeah, I mean, I there's not too much I can say against it, I guess, other than, do you really want to bet on this guy to move the ball? Like that team does not move the ball at all.
From a rookie perspective, yeah.
Ballsy,
if this is the shallowest of categories we have, then yeah, Justin Herbert 420, Jacoby Brissett 320, Geno Smith, who throws the other team more than his own team, 228, Matthew Stafford 375. This Colts team has been allowing
Matt Stafford?
No. I give you that. But 325 versus 198, that might all of a sudden, weigh the scale a little bit differently too. 375, 198. Yeah. So
it's just it's tough to make comparisons when you're comparing apples.
Tasos, I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down. Minus 115.
Wow.
Boom. Double down Cam Ward over 198.5. Get to yours.
Ev,
what do you got?
Have you been drinking? Have you been drinking tonight? Doubling down on a Cam Ward
Well, it's just because you're like the little. You've had a cynical smirk multiple times, and you got me once there. All right, what do you got?
All right, I got Jackson Dart over half an interception. I'm grabbing it for minus 130 on FanDuel, and I'm doubling down on it because you know what? You're going to double down. I'm going to double down. Jackson Dart over half an interception. Now, granted, he's thrown 3 picks so far this year. Now they played obviously just 2 weeks ago, and he did not have an interception versus the Eagles. Great game. And I know everybody in the Eagles locker room is pissed about that loss. They're getting made fun of. They're getting teased. All these things. They get to play them 2 weeks later and get a chance for revenge very quickly. They don't have to wait too long for it. Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, all the fame they got from that Eagles win and all the memes and TikToks and whatnot. You know that Eagles team is pissed. You know that they're going to go ahead and come out here with a vengeance here. By the way, last week, Jackson Dart, he had 33 passes versus Denver. He had 10 bad throws. The 30% of his throws were bad passes, highest number of the season. They're starting to, as the year goes along, they're letting him off the leash a little bit more, letting him throw it more, letting him kind of run the offense more. Well, with a rookie quarterback, when that happens, you take the lead, you let him off the leash. The dog runs away sometimes. Jackson Dart, I don't know. Last week, I mean, that was a historic meltdown, obviously, but he had something to do with that. I just think that this is also an Eagles defense that does force a healthy amount of interceptions. They are 12th in the NFL, forcing 0.7 interceptions per game. But, I mean, they forced Baker Mayfield to throw a pick. They forced Matthew Stafford to throw a pick, guys who typically are mostly safe for the football, especially Stafford. Carson Wentz threw 2 last week. That's not saying much. But, Bo Nix and Jackson Dart both had 0. That being said, though, I think Jackson Dart throwing an interception here is not crazy. You're not asking for too much. I mean, one bad throw goes awry. And I mean, this is a pretty good Eagles secondary with Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. And, I just think one interception, one bad throw from him in this spot. They're at Philadelphia, too, so you're on the road here. Coming off, obviously, that disaster loss last week. I think one interception. And they have been throwing the football. I know everyone's talking about Scatterbo, but he is throwing the football a healthy amount. He had 33 pass attempts, obviously. Last week, he threw 40 versus the Saints. The week before the Eagles win, he threw 25 versus the Eagles. I don't think the Giants are going to be that healthily in the lead, so I think he's going to have to throw the football more than the 25 pass attempts he had the last time they played. So I just think one pick. I mean, the books are telling you minus 138. They're telling you this is a pretty good play. It's likely to hit, or more likely to hit than not. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think him to throw a pick here is a good
Um,
bet.
for we didn't say like if anyone's new, doubling down. Every play that we make is tracked as a unit on the show. When we double down, we put 2 units on it. So that's when I said I double down. Now Tasos doubles down. FYI, that's a 2 unit play. If it hits, yeah, you cash twice as much. If you lose, obviously lose 2 units there. Tasos, I really do like this spot. I don't want to leak some of the other stuff that I have because we haven't gotten to those categories yet. But I do think that this correlates well to some other things that I'm potentially involved with this week. So Jackson Dart to throw a pick. You saying when you let the dog off the leash and they'll run away sometimes is literally, I would say, a perfect example of him. He
Yeah,
Not that he was responsible realistically for the Broncos to come back, but them going out there and, him, I think he was like top 3 quarterbacks last week in terms of bad throw, never mind his, highest of his season so far. But the fact that they would have, third and anytime they didn't have a third and short, second and short, even fourth and short or whatever, and they didn't do the design QB run, it looked like he was like just stutter stepping and scared and was just throwing to an abyss. This is an Eagles team that, yeah, you said they're 12th in terms of, interceptions per game, but they are built on a bunch of like kind of think about Mitchell in the secondary, right? Like playmaker. Dejean's obviously an obvious one, but like playmakers, ball hawks, those types of guys where
yep,
this is the perfect type of secondary. And there's a few teams in the league that Jackson Dart, as a rookie, sees something that he really does like, and he thinks it's wide open or he thinks it's good. He throws it and boom, there's a guy there because they were hawking it. So I do hate that you took it because I really liked it, and I like the fact that you doubled down at least for show purposes. I do think that that's a
yeah.
good look. Like this is a kid that I do think is good, but the more and more you let him go, he'll have some growing pains. And I think an interception against a team that you just beat is definitely a growing pain we can expect.
Yeah, and especially like it's not like they have Malik Neighbors out there. I mean, this is a pretty banged up receiver
True, true.
room.
Who's
Like
he
he
who's
doesn't
he
have a lot of
throwing
great.
to, right? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, not a lot of great weapons. And again, the Eagles now have seen firsthand. Hey, we know what they're going to do. They're going to hit us with the design QB runs. They're going to hit us with the Scatabo runs. They're going to go ahead and game plan for that, and they're going to say, okay, go ahead and beat us with your arm now. We know you can run
Yep.
on us. Grant, go ahead, throw it now. Let's see what happens. And I think when you put the ball in his hands, I think Jackson Dart is going to be a good quarterback in this league. That being said, I think that as a rookie with a not so great offensive line, a really bad receiver room due to injuries, one interception. He might throw 2 in this game, if we're being honest, but one is very likely.
Yep. All right. You ready to jump into round number 3 here in which you're starting us off?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I was Ev. I don't. I'm gonna save it to the end. I'm gonna save it to the end.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I was gonna say like when that rookie prop came up, I was like, oh god, here we go. He's got something up his sleeve. And then you threw out the Cam
Wow,
Ward card, and I was like,
you
oh
really don't
okay.
like the Cam Ward one that much.
I don't. It's not. It's just. I feel like you. I thought for sure the Jackson Dart one might be on your board. Like I thought that's a play you might throw my way. I thought you had something else up your sleeve like that. You were so confident.
I
It's like
still am confident.
Cam
I
Ward.
Tassos, any quarterback passing for 199 yards is not that crazy. I don't care who you're going up against or you know what I mean, like that. And against a secondary that is not very good, I still think that is a. I know you double down because I double down, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think that is how that worked, but like I really do like the. I'm very confident in Cam Ward at least for 200 yards type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He's cashed in 3 straight, but it's just like he has. You say it's not, a quarterback should be, but he has a game where he had
Yeah,
108
yeah. Oh
passing
yeah.
yards.
Oh yeah.
He has a game with 112 passing yards, 175 pass. So like, it's very possible. And now, granted, that's the Rams, the Broncos, and the Texans who all have good defenses.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean,
I don't know.
I did say leading off, if your take is going to be the Tennessee Titans stink, then I'll give you that one. And that is kind of like the reason he may not pass for 200 is not necessarily just because of him. It is truly that they are that bad. So I'll give you that.
I mean, the man himself said their offense is ass.
Well, you know what? That's what a better time to go throw for 200 yards. All right. We have we got 9 left on the board here. Anything particular?
Yep. I could go for some
Okay.
spreads, some spread picks, or maybe. Honestly, I'm still hoping just for because it's new
Yeah.
drafter's choice.
Yeah. Which we're still like teasing as like, oh, what does that mean? I bet everyone watching is like, we know exactly what that means. It is titled Drafter's Choice.
It's in the title. Yeah.
Let's spin it.
Let's see. We're going player prop.
Okay. Player prop.
All right. I got one here. And where is it? Just put it in here. This one I like a lot, and the numbers back it up. We're looking at Justin Herbert here over. So let me make sure I get the line correctly. The one I want. Hold on just a second. Right here. Justin Herbert over 34.5 passing attempts. I'm grabbing that from minus 120 over on BetMGM. Best odds available at the time of recording. Now, if you look at 2024, Ev, this number was horrible. He only cashed in 5 of 18 games last year. He was not throwing the ball much. This year, totally different story. Now, if you look at the entire 2025 season, all 7 Charger games, he's cashed in 4 of 7. It's a 57% hit rate. He's averaging 38.71 passing attempts per game. Pretty good. We narrow it down just the last 5 games. He's cashed in 4 of the last 5. It's an 80% hit rate. He's averaging 42 pass attempts per game. He's eclipsed 40 passing attempts in 3 of 5. Yeah. He threw the football 55 times versus the Colts. Now, granted, they were losing a lot of that game by a lot, so he had to throw a ton, but 47 versus Denver, 41 versus the Giants, 29 versus Washington, but that game was over, and you could just kind of tell they waved the white flag pretty early in that one. But it's because, in large part due to injuries, they have to throw it. Their offensive line really banged up right now. They don't, obviously their top 2 running back options, Najee Harris and Omari Hampton, both on IR. They're relying on Vidal, who has been decent in replacement, but this is a team that, in large part due to injuries, have had to change their entire offensive philosophy, where last year they were this run-heavy team that would occasionally mix in a Herbert pass. They're throwing the football at a 65% pass rate this year. That is
well above,
astronomically above the league average. They're throwing the ball at an insane rate. And why would you not? I mean, like I said, they're on their 3rd string running back. Even if he's playing well, after him, who else are you going to run with? They just don't have the depth. This team is struggling right now. You look at their percentage. They had 78% of their plays last week were pass plays. 61% against the Dolphins were pass plays. 77% against the Giants were pass plays. So this is a team that the majority of their offense has been pass plays. And, I don't really see that changing. They have the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. This is a Minnesota team that, granted, if you look at their team, their defense, we talked about on the props show, their run defense has been sort of the weaker area. Can the Chargers really take advantage of that? I don't think so. They also obviously put pressure on the quarterback, so he has to get rid of the ball quickly. A lot of quick passes, little short dump down passes I could see happening. But the Chargers, obviously, they've been in really rough form. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They need to keep the ball moving. A loss here, obviously, would really start to knock them down the totem pole in the AFC. So I just think if they want to win this game, Herbert has to throw a ton. And I think with Minnesota, I know they don't have a great team right now. Carson Wentz has been up and down at quarterback. But with the way the Chargers are playing right now, you saw their defense really starting to fall apart a little bit. I could see Minnesota taking a lead early here, and then Herbert has no choice but to throw from behind. So I think over 34.5 passing attempts. Again, all the numbers look to me to be pretty damn good.
Yeah, not something that I mind. I would also look at the completions. I think that 23.5 completions is not a bad look either, but those can go hand in hand. The reason I would say completions is, you kind of mentioned it, little dump off passes. This Minnesota team, in terms of quarterbacks against, are number 2 in the league in terms of check down frequency. So Justin Herbert's going to have plenty of little check downs and dink and dunks. Those counted as attempts too, so that's not me saying I don't like the attempts. I like the idea of Herbert having to take the game into his hands like he has since the injuries occurred. Like, that's not shocking whatsoever. Yeah, they're a team that started 3-0 and then have been 1-3 since, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, Justin Herbert, even if the team's not that good or the scheme's not that good, he's still one of the more talented quarterbacks in the league. He can extend plays, he can make plays. And the fact that they're going up against a really good defense here, in a spot in which it feels like probably somewhat of a, need to win, just to kind of get that momentum building type game. He's the best player on their team. Put the ball in his hands. I really don't mind it. He could throw 40 times in this game, I would think, especially given the blitz. And now the Vikings defense, and again, I've done my research for the Thursday night game, so I have some of the nitty gritty nerdy stuff, that I've already looked into with this game. But the Vikings defense, even when they blitz, in terms of pass and run success, with their blitz, they're one of the better teams that can stuff the run with a blitz as well. So as they blitz, and they blitz more than anyone else in the league, the Chargers will quickly learn, okay, we're going to have to just float one of these or dink it out or something like that, kind of like what you were saying with that blitz, with that pressure. So I really can't hate on a 34 and a half. You say 34 and a half? For
34 and a
what'd you
half.
get
Yeah.
for what'd you get? -1,
Minus
-1.
120.
I really can't hate on it. I think it fits the game script, at least in terms of how my brain sees this game going, kind of perfectly.
The only negative I can honestly say against my own pick here is the Vikings so far this year, second fewest pass attempts against them per game this year. So teams are going with 26.8 pass attempts per game when playing the Vikings, again, on second lowest mark in the NFL. So that's the only thing negative. But I mean, if we really go back and look at, some of the teams they've played,
I mean, they're
Jalen Hurts. I mean, obviously they're not really a huge passing offense to begin with. Jake Browning and the Bengals. I mean, Dylan Gabriel and the
yep,
Browns. Like, it's a lot of backup quarterbacks and offenses that typically don't throw the
yep.
football at a high rate to begin with. So a lot of good
Yep.
numbers here.
All right, mine is in the same exact game. It's weird that we've done that now with the plus money. You had the Steelers, and then I went. I do have a question though, and it's okay if you want to shoot it down. So we don't have a line for this yet. I would be willing to take it no matter what it launches at, and we can update the people in the pinned comment. Or I have a secondary play. How do you feel? Because that sets up.
Go with option A.
Okay.
Go with
All
option A,
right.
and we can just
So I don't
update
even
people in
know
the pinned
what this is
comment.
going to be, but it's Jordan Mason. I like his longest rush, and we can update the odds either in the pinned comment or with the play. I don't know if it's going to be 10 and a half, 13 and a half. If I get screwed, if it's like 20 and a half, obviously it's really, really high, or the odds. But this is a Vikings team that really hasn't been all that great, run defensively all year long. But at the same time, the Chargers have kind of stunk against the run. And the biggest thing here is that the Chargers let up a lot of explosive runs. Ergo, give me a long run from Jordan Mason, who's clearly the feature back, especially now with injuries. And I do think the Vikings are alive in this game. Wouldn't be surprised if, even like what you just said about Justin Herbert having to throw the ball a lot, maybe the Vikings are leading and they go, Jordan Mason, go do your thing. Because this is a Chargers team that's allowing the fourth or fifth most, I think it's the fourth most yards per carry last 3 games, most in the entire league yards per carry. This could be the game that the Vikings have finally been waiting for to say, hey, Carson Wentz, we know you're good. We might be okay, but let's have a run game for once. So yeah, I don't know what it's going to be yet. I appreciate the olive tree of taking a theoretical line, but I'm down to take this at whatever it is at whatever odds.
It's hard for me to go ahead and poke too many holes into this. Again, I feel like you like doing these longest or shortest.
Do you think I only do it
really
because you can't argue it? I only do it because you can't argue it because it's like it's a
I mean,
dice roll. Hey, what's Tasos going to say?
Well, and especially right now, like I don't, outlier obviously it's not even out yet, so I can't even pull up stats against you or for you here. So yeah, I mean,
to be honest, Tasos, I can't even. I don't even have like what he's done. I just like the situation for him. So in fairness, I don't even have like he's had long runs, and I don't even know that.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing for you is like rushing yards allowed per game. They're 19th in the NFL. It's definitely the weaker part of their defense is their rushing defense. So 123.6 yards per game. Also yards per play in general. Now this is passing and rushing, but tied for 17th, giving up 5.4 yards per play. So they are giving up some bigger plays. I mean, that's really all I can say, honestly, for or against. I think it's not a bad play. Again, I agree with you, especially considering the Vikings are still, I believe, rolling out Wentz again. I don't think JJ McCarthy's back.
So JJ McCarthy is going to be inactive but eligible as the emergency quarterback if they need him, type of thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's a Carson Wentz start.
Yeah, so Carson Wentz, and again, I mean, I'd say he's been serviceable for the most part for them, but I think obviously like they would prefer to lean into the ground game more than put the ball in his hands and throw against the Chargers defense that is, on paper at least, very good. They didn't look so good last week, but yeah, I don't hate it at all.
All right. Like that, yeah, and I will remember that for future episodes. If you like a situation, you're like, hey, we don't have the line, because obviously we do. For anyone watching, like you've mentioned before, Tasos, we do record this fairly early, so sometimes we don't have all the lines at our disposal here.
Yeah, we do it, Tuesday nights, so we have a decent amount available to us,
but I wonder why even that. Like Tuesday night, usually these props for the running backs are out. I'm kind of
Thursday game. Usually the Thursday game, everything's out by Tuesday. I mean, this was Sunday at 4:25 p.m. I would totally get why it wouldn't be out, but for Thursday, I would assume this would already be out.
So
they don't even have his rushing. They don't even have.
It's just touchdowns, which by the way, was going to be my pivot if you were like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, which is not a bad
Yeah.
play either,
So
honestly.
we'll see, because I could get, like, I'm hoping this is 12 and a half. That's the number I want. So anyone watching, that
Yeah.
at least is where my brain's at. If this is, I'm already locked in. If this is 14 and a half, something like that, maybe the books are watching this video. I could get screwed, but I'm really hoping for like a 11 and a half or 12 and a half. But
Yeah, and I think that's probably
yeah.
realistic, for being honest. But watch the books like, you know what, Tasso needs another win here.
Yeah.
Let's get 17 and a half.
I'd be like, oh my God. All right, you ready to jump into Fade Me?
I'm
All
ready.
right.
Are you ready? Is the more the question. Fade Me has not been your friend this
Fade
year.
Me. I wish I could fade me right now. If you guys don't know what the Fade Me round is, and the reason why I do not like it right now, essentially we spin the wheel just like the one you saw at the beginning of the show. It has a Tasso slice, a me slice. Whoever it lands on gets to make a pick across the board. Doesn't matter what category. The other person has to fade the pick, take the exact opposite. And whether I'm picking it, whether Tassos is picking it, I have like a fade me jinx right now. So I don't know what's going on here. Tassos, I will take it, but I still like, I feel like it's more of a jinx if I make the play. I'm going to give you a win or something like that. I'm in a weird spot with Fibme right now. I'm assuming
I love that you're so scrambled right
very
now, to the
scrambled.
point that I want you to
At
have
least,
Fade Me. Unless this could be reverse psychology and you're tricking me into wanting you to have Fade Me, but you're actually
I
confident.
wish it
So
was.
I don't know what
I
to
do have
do
plays.
here.
I do have a list of plays. I'm thinking the bad juju isn't over yet though, and I'm just being honest there. Like I'm telling you the truth.
All right, I believe you. You seem
Yeah,
flustered,
yeah,
so
very
I
very
believe
flustered.
you.
I can admit that. Let's go ahead and spin it.
Let's see what we got here.
All right, not much dramatics when we have these big slices. The minute it gets over to you and slows down, all right, it's going to be you. I'll share what mine was going to be after you, like we've been doing, just to kind of help out the people and let everyone know. But go ahead.
All right, I don't want to have to do this to you, Ev, but
Uh-oh.
I have to do it to you, and let me just go ahead and.
No, no, no. Oh, okay. No, not okay, but like that. I thought you were going to go with what I was going to go with. Yeah.
Give me the New England Patriots. I'm going to take them here minus. We'll play a little safer because it's Fade Me, and more about handing you a loss than anything. I'll take Pats minus 5.5. So I'm taking that from minus 145 over on Novik. Take a little insurance there on that play. I mean, what can I say? New England, very good this year, obviously, against the spread. 71% hit rate against the spread this year. 5-2 overall against the spread. The only two games they didn't cover was their two losses against the Steelers and the Raiders early in the year. The Browns are 2-10 against the spread in their last 12 games as underdogs. Obviously, the actual spread is 7, so we're shaving 1.5 off the spread. So we're making it even more favorable for us. Do you really see Cleveland winning 2 games in a row? They'd have to travel to New England off that Miami win. Again, we talked about a lot in the player prop live stream, which, by the way, guys, make sure to tune into those live streams on Sunday mornings. We talked about that was a lot of like a bad weather game. There's a lot of different. You're playing the Dolphins. A lot of factors there. This is just not a good matchup for Cleveland in the slightest. Like their offense, Dylan Gabriel has not looked that great. Their passing offense is not good. The strength has been Quinshon Judkins, the rookie running back out of Ohio State. He's been really good. The problem is that they're playing right into New England's hand defensively. Third best run defense in the NFL right now in terms of yards per game, giving up 77.1 yards per game. They're top 10 in turnovers forced. They got a decent pass rush. All the defensive numbers look good for New England. Their pass defense leaves a little bit to be desired, but again, I don't trust Dylan Gabriel in this Browns offense to move the ball to the air.
I think he's banged up too, honestly. Like he might not like. Yeah, I think I saw that he might be a little hurt too, or something like that. But I think he's okay to play. But either way,
give us Shedeur Sanders then. Give us Shedeur.
I don't think he even carries like a questionable. But I think I read something being like he was tweaked or something like that. But he's playing still. But damn.
And then beyond that, I mean, the Pats top 10 passing off. And now the Browns, the one part that might scare you or scare me at least, and what give you some hope is their defense is pretty damn good. There's no doubt about that. But the Pats offense looked really good. Their offensive lines looked solid. May has been dissecting teams left and right. He's been very efficient. The Pats haven't really been too battle tested besides the Bills game, but I just think the way they're playing right now offensively, and we have seen teams score on Cleveland. I mean, going back to their games this year, Detroit scored 34. The Ravens scored 41. The 1-5 Baltimore Ravens scored 41 points. The Steelers 23. The Vikings 21. Teams can't score on them. So I think 5.5 points, a 6 point win is not that crazy. I just don't see the Browns scoring enough to keep up with this Patriots team. And even if the Browns do slow New England down, 17-10 is very gettable.
Yep.
Very gettable for New England. The Browns offense, not very good. I know they looked pretty good last week, but again, their strength has been the running game. New England's going to take away the running game. And at that point, Dylan Gabriel passing against us, I don't like that at all for you.
Yeah,
So,
I
there were other plays I could have went with, but I just felt like this was a really good buy high spot on the Patriots.
Yeah, I really don't like having the Browns here. Maybe if they were at home and the way they've been playing defense would kind of get me feeling a little bit better, but this Patriots team they've now avoided 2 trap games, New Orleans and Tennessee. You can't be like, oh, this is a trap game now. I know the Cleveland defense is very, very legit, right? Really good pass rush. They're the best run defense in the league, but I just can't imagine that even in a low scoring game, this Browns offense puts up enough to stick in it. Now, maybe we're both biased Patriots fans, right? I'm literally wearing, you did this to me. I can't even put on a Browns hat. Not that I have one, but you're like, hey, I'm going to pull the wardrobe thing. You're wearing a Patriots shirt. I really do think it's a decent enough look. I am getting for the Browns plus 5.5, getting plus 126. That doesn't even seem like it's all that great of a number in terms of this one either. So yeah, hats off to you. I think this is a good look. Again, you might be pulling at the heartstrings because I am a Patriots fan as you are. But I just really don't see the offense doing much against this Patriots team. Like they seem like they should be in somewhat of a similar boat as we've seen Spencer Rattler, who looked really good to start the game, fizzled out. Cam Ward looks crappy all game. You know what I mean? Like I can't see Dylan Gabriel in this offense really doing too much. I was going to go with, in terms of mine, similar vibe. And like I said earlier, I was like, I didn't want to spoil anything when talking about the Jackson Dart. I was going to go with Eagles minus 6.5. And you'd get Jackson plus 6, New York, not Jackson Dart, but plus 6.5. So kind of a similar spot here.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that was going to be what I would hit you with, which I assume you wouldn't want to be rooting for Jackson Dart interception and them to cover.
No, I would have been livid if I had Giants plus 6.5. Livid, absolutely.
So we both had a couple. We both had a couple good spread plays. Funny enough, for fade me holstered. How do you feel about your board overall this week?
Love it. I think I honestly came in obviously confident, but obviously depending on what categories. Like the one I said about was like rookie, and then honestly like the rookie one, I was like, as I was getting ready to say my pick, I'm like, you know what? I actually think the Jackson Dart one's really good.
I do like that one.
And then you giving me the Cam Ward one gave me all the confidence in the world.
You're still like that's like that's our biggest disagreement of the show. I can't believe you think that it's that. I'm not saying he's going to throw for 250.
I think what's crazy to me is that like you're so confident in the fact that like he's not good. You're like, it's impossible. He can't possibly go under 200. But like he's done it 3 times this year. He literally has a game where he almost barely broke 100 yards passing. So yeah, I can believe him getting under 200. I mean, it's doable. That is
doable. Fair. That's a good rebuttal. But I am just his last 3 games. I mean, he's just okay. We don't have to rehash it again. I am just shocked that that's the one that you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? But
I do think, to be fair, one last thing on this one, I actually do think it's going to probably hit because, again, the Colts pass defense is not good. The Titans are going to be losing all game long. They're not going to run the ball down 30. They're going to be throwing it. It's just the fact that you doubled down on it, and we're so confident on this play where it's like, out of all the plays, I've never seen you more fired about a play.
Yeah, that is weird. I can give you that. And I only double down because you're a little smirk. People will see it in the recording.
Yep.
And then you only double down because I only double down. So it's like we got a weird little chicken before the egg thing going on. But now, at least in the same round, we both double down. I guess that's the only, at least I have the saving grace that, hey, at least you double down in your rookie prop too. But that was another good episode, another one for the books. I think that this is, I'm not going to say must win. I think that you'd agree this is not a must win, but to keep
not with the way our
right to keep the gears churning though, like this, to get it back to 4-4 is pretty big for me this week. I would say because that's the way the season has been.
You get to 5-3, and in the tough part, I guess for you is like I think we both can agree. Like even last year, as the year went along. Like, obviously, we do this for a living. Like, we research all this stuff. We watch a lot of the games. We get a better read for how these teams are. Like, even I went on that run last year, but, like, you were still – I was going 3-1, 4-0. You were still going 2-2, 3-1. So it's like obviously, as we both get better as the year goes along, having that tightness is huge. To have that deficit could be
Right.
difficult as we both
Yep.
kind of get more in groove from our betting
I
standpoints.
totally agree. I think it's harder to win in this show specifically as we get later into the season, which, like you just
Yeah.
explained, it makes total sense. You get a little bit more of a groove, get a better feel for each
We
other.
know what these teams are. Like, there's not so much
Yeah.
surprise when it's like, all right, we know what the Browns are. We know what this. Like, there's still a lot of teams where I'm like, I still don't really know what to make of some of these teams right
Yep.
now, and we're 7 weeks in.
Yep.
So that won't be the case come week 13.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, really do appreciate everyone tuning in. If you made it this far, I would say what should the comment of the video be, Tasos? Why don't you pick a word?
Cam Ward.
Boom. Comment Cam Ward if you made it this far into the video. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.